guys, what's up? It's Marissa and I am back for another video, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than what I normally do. It's not a tag, it's not a book review, it's not a book call, it's not a wrap up. It is 10 things I absolutely hate in books. This is not necessarily tropes, it's not necessarily characters. It's just a whole mess of things that I could think of off the top of my head and I decided to write down yesterday. So here we go. And these are in no particular order, by the way. Just because something's number one doesn't mean it was the highest on my list or the lowest on my list. Well, this one actually probably is the highest on my list. So number one is animal violence or animal death in a book. That is the quickest way to get me to DNF a book. If you kill an animal or you hurt an animal for absolutely no, especially for absolutely no reason, I will slam your book closed and throw it in the trash. It bothers me. You can kill all the people you want. I do not care. Okay? You can kill anybody you want to, main characters, whatever. Do not kill an animal. Just my personal opinion, but it bothers me on a whole nother level. I'm such an animal lover. Anyway, it's a movie, it's fake, obviously, or it's a book, it's fake, but still, it bothers me on a whole deep emotional level. So, okay, tangent over. So, number two, Insta-love. Everybody says this. Insta-love drives me nuts, man. You can't just meet somebody and go, oh my god, I'm so in love with you and I don't even know you. You can be an Insta-lust, you can be an Insta-like, but Insta-love, come on. Unless it's a book about like Cupid who, basically creates love and somebody shot you in the ass with an arrow. Great, okay, that's Insta-love, but stop it with the Insta-love. Okay, so number three is drawn out fight scenes. This is just a personal preference. Again, I get bored at drawn out fight scenes. It's just like when you spend 20 pages describing an action sequence, it's like ninja kick to the throat and groin kick and she rolled over here and he swung up there and you know what I mean. It starts to get really boring. I was listening to an audiobook yesterday, for like the last week, and it has a lot of action sequences in it, even though it's by my favorite author, sorry Jim Butcher, but I was listening to the Aeronauts Windlass on audiobook and I just got so bored every time they were having like this glorious fight scene or whatever. It's like, all right, come on, let's get to the conclusion. Like, spend a couple of pages on it, a couple of minutes on it, whatever. Let's just get it over with. So the fourth one is perfect characters. Again, I'm going back to Jace Herondale, Jace Wayland, whatever the hell you want to call him anymore, for the Mortal Instruments series. He just drove me nuts. It's like, oh, his hair is so perfect and his muscles and his body and just his lips and his eyes and like, gag me, seriously. So the next one is whiny characters, and I'm sure some of you know what I'm going to say. Bella from Twilight. I think it was was it the second or third book? I don't remember. It's somewhere in the middle books in there when she was like, Edward left her and she's at home, but she's constantly whining. Oh, I miss Edward. Oh, I'm gonna go kill myself. Oh, I just can't stand it. Oh, how am I supposed to live? Blah, 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 blah. That drove me nuts. I cannot stand whiny characters, okay? I understand. Characters, get your depression out, get your feelings out, yada, yada, yada. Pick yourself up and move along. Don't frickin' wallow. Don't write a whole friggin' book about them wallowing in their sorrow. It's just annoying and it starts to become depressing to people who are reading it. So, yeah, that's my pet peeve. So the next one is convenient narration with no setup. And I'm going to pick on one. Pax Arcana, the series. I ended up reading, I think, the first 4 books, and I just kind of thought, but at that time I was like, yeah, I gotta finish all these series that I start. And what this author does, it's very hard, it's kind of hard for me to describe. It's like she's like, okay, we're taking these characters and we're going into this situation and we know it's probably a trap. So we're going to go in, and then all these things start happening and people start getting captured and yada, yada, yada. And then she goes, but earlier I did this, and this to prepare just for this situation. And it's like, really? I mean, it's like there's hidden things. She's hiding things from the reader and then revealing them, which I don't think she did it in a good way. And that just kind of annoys me because it feels very convenient for the story. It's like she was writing this book and running through this with her characters, but didn't know what she was going to do with it until afterwards. And then instead of going back and doing all this setup for it, she's just like, oh, well, I'm just going to throw it in here and call it good. Like, I just thought it could have been done a lot better. Instead of, like, you know, seriously maiming one of your characters and having it be pure dumb luck that they actually get out of the situation, you're just going to claim you did all this setup beforehand. So the next one is women who fawn over men, or men who fawn all over women. Again, Bella from Twilight. Absolutely drives me nuts. It's like, oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. It's like, okay, get the frick over it. You're acting desperate and kind of insane and kind of stalkery at that point. So yeah, I mean, enough said. Just drives me nuts. So then the next one has to actually do with the writing itself, and that is spelling and punctuation errors. If I'm reading a book and it has a spelling error in the middle of it, that's what I'm going to focus on for the next hour instead of paying attention to the book, because it drives me nuts. Especially, and it annoys me in ARCs, but it pisses me off in a finished copy, because it's like, listen, who are your editors and what in the hell are you paying them for? Because obviously they're not doing their damn job. Spelling and punctuation errors, it's pretty basic crap. I mean, my frickin' Word documents can handle spelling and punctuation errors. So seriously, somebody needs to get fired. So the next one this one has to do with audiobooks, and this is mispronouncing words and or names in audiobooks. And one of the biggest examples I can give you is in Game of Thrones. The narrator, Peter Baelish. We know him from the Game of Thrones series on TV. They call him Peter Baelish. Fine and dandy. In the books, because of the way that his name is actually spelled, the narrator refers to him as Petire. Fine. I know who he is because they say Petire Baelish. Alright, so I come to know him as Petire. And then all of a sudden the narrator's calling him Peter. So wait a minute, is it Petire? Is it Peter? It's the same character. I'm telling you. But pronounce it one way throughout the whole damn thing. And it's not even during dialogue. It's not like this character's saying his name but he's mispronouncing it, or he's intentionally mispronouncing it. It's during non-dialogue. It's during, you know what I mean, description. And it's like, come on, just pick one and stick with it. I don't give a shit if you want to call him Petire or Peter. Just pick one. And the next one, and finally the last one, is open endings with no wrap-up and no second book. And there has been quite a few books that have done this to me recently. House of Salt and Sorrows. Oh, Handmaid's Tale did that. If you're gonna write a story, wrap it up at the end. It doesn't have to be in a nice little package, but don't leave me hanging like it sounds like you're gonna write a second book and you're leaving the first one on a cliffhanger, and then come to find out you're not actually writing a second book. That annoys the shit out of me. Like, just wrap it up a little bit better. Kill all the characters off, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Just wrap it up. Don't make me feel like I just wasted my time, because now I'm left with more questions than answers. So anyway, now that you guys have heard my 10 things I hate about books, I hope you have a wonderful day. Let me know down in the comments if any of these annoy you or if you feel differently about them, because everybody has their own opinion, and you know, I'm happy to respect that. So thanks everybody, have a great day. Bye bye.